Breaking news. Very, very good news I'm going to share today. It's about passport requirement in the application of the diversity visa lottery. Now it's gone. Finito. You are not allowed to use passport in the diversity visa lottery application. This is following up with the judgment has been released 2 days ago. Welcome everyone. EBM here, Ernest Boniface Makulilo, and I'm going to share this good news with you. It will go, this will be a little bit longer video because we are going to just explain so many things in between. So, for starters, let me start with this way. Basically, if you apply for the diversity visa lottery, you are supposed to have a passport as one of the requirements. This requirement was not there even before. It started on the DV 2020. That was the first time the passport requirement was introduced. When I say DV 2020, I mean in the year 2018, they introduced the passport. So people applied on that particular way on 2018. The results came out in 2019 for the DV 2020. That's why I say DV 2020. But technically was in the year 2018. The first in October when people applied in that 2018 was for the DV 2020. When they applied at that particular time, before DV 2020, before the year 2018, there was no passport requirement. What did it have impact? Impact was there are about 18 to 24 million people were applying the diversity visa lottery because husband was applying, wife was applying as the main applicant, and individuals, even if they don't have passport because it was not a thing, they were applying. So many people were applying. Then, from nowhere, the Department of State decided to introduce the passport requirement from DV 2020. So DV 2020, DV 2021, DV 2022, DV 2023, passport has been used as a requirement. So there is a lawsuit, or the case, if I say that way, and the people who put the case forward have won that the introduction of the passport requirement was not introduced following on the proper procedures. That's number one. It was improperly introduced, improperly implemented, and most importantly, it was not fair. Kind of like discriminatory, I don't know, but they didn't use that words. It was not fair to force someone to use cost towards just applying while you are not even sure if you are going to win, just to have the passport. And some of the countries are very strict into providing the passport. So there are so many reasons on the case. And I will go and show you the case in a minute on the screen. But I just want to give you the high level. So that's number one part. So the case went there, and the people who put the case have won. The government has option to appeal or not. But I don't think they are going to appeal. But even if they are going to appeal, they are going to lose. Because one among the reasons why the judge made the other people plaintiff to win the case is when you make bigger changes, especially like the Department of State, there are procedures in some of the countries. They have what we call the government gazette. Here there is also a procedure similar to that. They call register, not the gazette, like government gazette is register. So they have to announce. There are certain ways they have to get public opinion. There are certain procedures. The government didn't do all those. They just turn. But this one was a major change. And even if you go, when you go to look, that change, how it affected from 20 million people applying for the diversity visa lottery to 6 million people, 6.8 million people. Since the passport has been introduced, not many people have been able to, like the very drastic fall of the number of people who have been able to apply for the diversity visa lottery. So, with that, I know there are so many questions. Let me start with the first question. There are some people who applied for the diversity visa lottery and lied by saying they chose one of the waiver. Maybe they say, I'm stateless, and they have won. Will these people get the visa? If the passport requirement has been removed, in my opinion, you'll get the visa because they don't care if you use the passport or not. So they will not be going to follow, okay, you said you are stateless, that means they will not be that way. So for people who applied for the diversity visa lottery and put the wrong waiver that I don't have the passport because of this reason, if they go to the visa, they are not going to be denied just because they didn't use the passport. So that is obviously, by common sense, that will be the reason or whatever you to be given the visa now instead of being denied. Will this one go to apply backward? Like, for instance, you have already done the interview and you applied and lied. Are they going to change the decision? I don't think so. Because at the time, when this is how it is, when the decision is done today, it is starting today. Unless otherwise in the court they say you have to go backward. You cannot put the law today or the change today to completely go backward. So we are not so sure. Even if we say go backward, they cannot go, for instance, for the DV 2021. Like already things has already been done. The fiscal year is over. That's why even if when they removed the travel ban under Donald Trump, or people call Muslim ban, the travel ban under Trump, yes, for people who are denied the visa under other reasons, like you are getting the visa, maybe travel ban was under immigrant visa, let's say Nigeria or whatever, but you are not diversity visa lottery winner, you can go and get the visa. But if you are under the diversity visa lottery, that type of visa is under a specific timeline. So because that fiscal year is over, you cannot go back because, I'm from the country where there is a travel ban. So then for that particular case, you want them to go to give you the visa of the previous fiscal year. That is over. Even they explain under the Biden administration, they explain they cannot go backward. The only thing can do is to apply again the diversity visa lottery, which there is no guarantee of winning. Another question is, so for people who are under this particular fiscal, this one, let's say currently you haven't done the interview, you didn't use the passport. When they schedule for the interview, just go ahead to go to the interview. But you can try to wait a little bit. You can, for instance, you are scheduled for the interview in February. You can ask maybe to have the interview you can ask to ask the interview to change the interview date, maybe from February. You can say, can I come to April? The purpose of it is to make sure that this judgment is going to be implemented. Because if you go today, the judgment has been given out 2 days ago on the embassy. If they haven't been informed, they will give you a rejection. But if you wait at least 1 week, 2 weeks later, you'll be good to go because this this judgment will be implemented immediately with that particular area. For the future, the diversity visa lottery, this is the time I will be encouraging over and over people to apply. Apply for yourself. Apply for your spouse. If you have a child who is 17 and above, apart from being in your application, let that child apply as a main applicant, because by the time the results are out, the child will be already high school, will be already 18 years old to come to America alone if that child is going to win. So you'll be having the opportunity again, like before the DV 2020. So this is how we're going to do, is just to encouraging one another to make sure that many people are going to apply. So follow me on the screen. I'm going to show you the official case, the PDF, the judgment, and what are the arguments they put forward, and the official conclusion of this case. This is good news. I want you to tag someone. I want you to start forwarding to people who applied or who didn't apply because, or they're fearing to apply because they didn't have the passport. This is the time they know for sure the next diversity visa lottery they can apply without a passport. Okay, so this is the case what I'm talking about. You can see on my screen, it is a civil case number 19, whatever that number, which is this number of the case at the District Court of Columbia, Court of District of Columbia of DC. So the case is about, let me quickly, I'm not going to the whole case, but this case is about an interim final rule by the Department of State that changed the requirements for the individuals applying the diversity to the diversity visa program, otherwise as known as visa lottery. Under the rule, individuals must possess the valid passport before they can participate in the lottery. So these two plaintiffs, they just go to put that one. So what do they say? So on this one, people wanted to remove that requirement. And so here they are going to give the background of the what is the diversity visa program, which we talk here over and over. I'm not going to look about what diversity program, potential people selected randomly in order, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's go to the passport rule. So the Secretary of State may issue regulations governing here. What I'm reading now is here. The Secretary of State may issue regulations governing the information that lottery registrant must provide to the state Department. Only June 5th, 2019, the Department of State promulgated the passport rule, which requires the individuals who seek to participate in the lottery must possess the valid passport when they register. But before the enactment of the rule, lottery participants had to obtain passport only if that winner has been selected. You have won the DV lottery, not just before you apply. So, and then they start to apply for the diversity lottery. So now the passport rule requirements are to the participant to obtain the passport at the earlier point in the process before the participant knows whether she can apply for the diversity visa, blah, 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 whether she can apply for the diversity visa. So that's what they're going to rule about. According to the Department of State, they say that is according to the Department of State that they want to prevent the fraud of the applicants. Okay, and this interim final rule, that's what it was implemented. According to the, although the Department of State informed the public that it would accept comments on that rule within 30 days, it invoked the Foreign Affairs Function exception of the Administrative Procedures Act. So there are some procedures which should be followed, which are standard notice and comment procedures on the registry, which that's people are going to say on that technical, the Department of State didn't follow that one. So if you look, you go, I can find a way to put the link of this, the case, if you want to read it on its entirely. So all in all, it is over 19, whatever, 20 pages of the case. You can read all of it. So what do they say? The passport rule was enacted unlawful. So the APA generally requires substantive rules to be promulgated through the notice and comment rulemaking. That means you have to announce on the registry, allow people to go and you put the notice and people to comment at least 30 days before the rule rules effective date. A notice of proposed rulemaking must be published on the Federal Register, and people should be able to comment, give their opinion on that. And then they say the notice shall inform the public the time, place, the nature of the public rulemaking proceedings, refer to the legal authority under which the rule is proposed, and the detail either the terms of substance and of the proposed rule or description of the subject issues involved. So that is one of the area. But the government or the Department of State didn't do that. Just went ahead and put everything without giving giving the time people to put those comments. So you can read it. This is the base of the court. Over here, that's from page 6. That is the base of the case about the APA and everything. So if you want, you can go and read it by yourself. But at the end, the judgment is here. At the end, the last page. So let me go first of all here before I go to the okay. So still the biggest is just before you put before you introduce the passport rule, which is the big change. There are those kind of standards. That is the biggest of arguments, and there are so many other things inside. They have been they've been showing there, and the conclusion is where the judge said, for all these reasons, which the APA making the comment, put in the register, Federal Register, people to comment, all those kind of things. The issue about how difficult to get the passport. In some of the countries, it's expensive, the cost of it, all those kind of things. All these reasons, the court will deny the defendant's motion to dismiss, grant plaintiff's motion for summary judgment, and vacate the passport rule. A separate order will issue. So the order of the passport rule, passport requirement has been removed. So for that particular moment, with this judgment, which was given on this date, the passport requirement is no longer allowed. So that is what I want to share with you on this rule and the implication. If you have any question, please put on the comment and tell me, what will you do during the application? Will you also apply to most of your friends and relatives, help them to apply? Will you encourage other people to apply too? So let me know, what will you do in the next diversity visa lottery with this requirement which has been removed? So thank you so much. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, EBM Scholars, talking to you from my home office here in Belton, Missouri, United States of